Hey there, today we're talking about something that I see all the time with smart, health conscious women over 40. You're trying, you're eating healthy, you're working out, you're buying supplements, you're listening to podcasts, and yet you still don't feel really good in your body. Your energy isn't what it used to be. Your body composition has changed. Recovery feels slower, you're more achy, you're frustrated because what used to work isn't working anymore. And this is not me saying, well, just throw in the towel, this is aging, accept it. No, thank you. Hopefully by now you know that my goal is to look and feel really good as I age and teach you how to do the same. What I am saying is midlife requires a different strategy, a sustainable, simplified approach. Because if you used to be able to skip breakfast, survive on caffeine, do cardio 5 days a week, and somehow functioned, but now in your 40s, it feels like your body changed overnight and it's like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. This episode is for you. I'm going to walk you through 5 big mistakes that I see women over 40 make that keep them stuck. And if you feel called out in any way, please know that this is coming from love and education so that you can start to make changes. All right, let's get into it. So mistake number 1, you are eating too little. This one is so common. And listen, I know why women do this because somewhere along the line, we were taught to eat less, snack less, cut carbs, shrink portions, be good. So what does that look like in real life? It looks like coffee for breakfast or maybe 1 or 2 eggs, a tiny salad with maybe some chicken or nuts thrown in for lunch, leftovers or takeout for dinner, or your kids' scraps. Then wondering why you are starving at 9 p.m., standing in the pantry, eating random handfuls of things. Or maybe you're trying to lose weight, so you keep cutting calories lower and lower, thinking, well, maybe I just need more discipline. But after 40, underfueling backfires, especially if you're an active woman who strength trains and walks 10,000 steps per day, and if stress is already high. Newsflash, it is, because our hormones are changing in this season of life. You cannot build a resilient metabolism on empty. And maybe some experts online are surviving on 1,200 calories and positive thinking, but respectfully, no, hell no. Midlife needs more protein. We need carbs. We need nourishment. We need enough food to support muscle, hormones, recovery, and blood sugar. And if your body constantly feels stressed, hungry, depleted, or exhausted, the answer is usually more support, not more restriction. So start with the basics. Are you eating enough protein? Most women have no idea. Start reading labels, pay attention, start adding it up throughout the day. Are you skipping meals? If you're not eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're skipping meals, my friend, and you're not getting enough food. I can almost guarantee it. Are you terrified of carbs even though you walk a lot every day? You're working out a few days per week. We need carbohydrates for energy, for thyroid health, for our metabolism and muscle building. It's not just about protein. All right, mistake number 2. Too much cardio and not enough resistance training. You do not need to destroy yourself in workouts to get results after 40. Listen, I'm not anti-cardio. Cardio is great for heart health. Walking is amazing. Some intervals, great. But if your entire exercise routine is, I must sweat, I must do more HIIT, I must burn calories, but you're not building muscle, please hear me. After 40, muscle is non-negotiable. It supports metabolism, insulin sensitivity, blood sugar, bone health, longevity, body composition, and that toned look that we're all after. So it really is important that your workouts are productive in that they're helping you build muscle. And in perimenopause, estrogen shifts matter too. This is one of the reasons that women suddenly feel softer, weaker, or like that body composition has changed. What I mean by that is you have more fat, less muscle, less tone. You're feeling a little soft, a little puffy, and a lot of women have weight in the middle. I did a whole episode on belly fat last week. I will link to that in the show notes, so go listen to it after this. But when women hear the term weightlifting, they often think bodybuilder or bulking. And I get that. I'm somebody who actually responds very well to weightlifting. And if I push too hard or go too heavy, I don't like how I look, especially my lower body. We're all different, and you may need more moderate weight and to focus on certain movements to achieve the body composition that you want. But lifting weights, building strength, and challenging your muscles, that really matters now. And honestly, one of the biggest mindset shifts that I would love for women to make is this. Stop trying to shrink yourself. Instead, start trying to strengthen yourself. All right, mistake number 3, ignoring recovery. Oh my goodness, especially for you high achieving women who are doing all the things, taking care of everyone, working, managing households, helping aging parents, running kids around, trying to be healthy, trying to remember where the hell they left their coffee. Can we agree that midlife women are carrying a lot? And then somehow we convince ourselves, I'll just sleep when I'm dead. That's actually a very funny phrase. And sometimes I say it myself, but jokingly. Respectfully, we need better standards for ourselves, right? Poor sleep, high stress, go, go, go energy, over functioning, always being on. This matters because your body does not separate emotional stress from physical stress. And guess what? You don't build muscle in your workouts. You build them in recovery. Recovery is productive. Sleep and rest days matter. Take advantage of them. I love my rest days and I love my sleep, especially my afternoon naps when I can get them in. Walking and nervous system support really are important. And no, recovery does not mean that you lay on the couch eating chips while binge watching Netflix for 9 hours. We do need some balance, although occasionally that may be necessary. Mike and I just finished, what is it called? Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple TV. I love John Hamm. Oh my gosh, isn't he a hottie? Anyway, back to my point. It's important to have routines that actually support your body, okay? Getting enough sleep, not being available to everybody 24/7, having boundaries with social media, having a schedule for the days that you work out so you get them in, and planning meals so you're fueled properly, because burnout and overfunctioning is not a badge of honor, especially in midlife. All right, mistake number 4, you're treating midlife like your 30s. What worked at 30 may not work at 42, 43, or above. It doesn't mean that you're old and withering away. It just means that your body has different needs now. For example, maybe fasting used to feel amazing. And some women genuinely do feel good with fasting. But for a lot of women in midlife, it turns into coffee for breakfast, under eating all day, then overeating at night because you're starving, or living in a chronic calorie deficit without realizing it. And that's when other symptoms can occur, right? Your periods may change. You have more anxiety. Your mood isn't good. Your sleep is off. It all compounds. Same thing with exercise. More isn't always better. Harder isn't always smarter. Aggressively cutting calories, punishing workouts, trying to undo weekend binging, that all backfires. Midlife really does require a more strategic approach, more nourishment, more muscle recovery, and better consistency. And honestly, less of that boot camp type of energy. We need realistic and sustainable while supporting our hormones and nervous system. All right, mistake number 5, trying to fix everything at once. If your supplement cabinet looks like a small pharmacy, I see you. And listen, we utilize supplements with clients when needed, but some women are trying to fix everything all at once. Gut health, hormones, adrenals, sleep, weight, inflammation, detox, mitochondria, liver support, candida, heavy metals, parasites. At this point, if you're taking 27 capsules before breakfast and you're wondering why you're overwhelmed, take a look at that. Take a look at it and be mindful of who you're following online. If they're people who are just selling you detoxes, cleanses, and supplements, they probably don't have your best interests at heart, okay? Midlife health has become so complicated, especially in the online space, when it doesn't have to be. Everybody has a freaking opinion or some protocol that they throw at you. Everybody is yelling and selling you something that you likely don't need. And women are exhausted. But what most women need is not more information. They need clarity. What matters most for their body, what to focus on, what actually moves the needle. Because if you're trying to change everything at once, you end up changing nothing. I often say to clients, please do not go from 0 to 60 because it is not sustainable. You will give up and you will be back at square one. So pick a few foundational things, do them consistently, be patient, and give yourself grace. And then you build from there. All right, so if today felt like a little loving reality check, good. Because the truth is, midlife health is less about doing more and more about doing the right things consistently, supporting metabolism, eating realistically, building strength, prioritizing recovery, understanding hormones without obsessing or blaming them, creating habits that work in real life, not perfection or punishment or overwhelm. And this is exactly why I'm creating something new this summer. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a simple, practical program for women over 40 who feel like their body has changed and who want a more realistic roadmap for metabolism, energy, hormones, strength, recovery, and feeling good now and for the long haul. No extremes or confusion, no wellness fear-mongering, just smart, sustainable support. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, I will put the waitlist link in the show notes. Make sure you get on there. And if this episode made you think of a friend who's overdoing her cardio 6 days a week or eating lettuce for lunch, please lovingly send it to her. All right, I hope this was helpful to you, and I will see you next week. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only. I am not, nor do I act as a doctor or any other medical professional. I am not providing healthcare, medical services, or attempting to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure any physical, mental, or emotional disease or condition. The information shared is not intended to be a substitute for the professional medical advice provided by your own medical or mental health provider.